I have created a little space where I can chat to you. I might need to use a mic because it is quite echoey in here, so the sound might be better if I used a mic. I would have to ignore the ambient sounds of neighbours' dogs barking and anything else that might be going on out there because we are in the conservatory. But I have just filmed a shopping haul around town, which I don't know at what point that will be going up. It's not time sensitive, so it could go up at any point, to be fair. But yeah, I've just done a lot of shopping. Food shop was half of it, and the rest of it was things like I have bought wicker baskets or grass reed baskets, whatever they are, to put the plants in. I did mean to get some plant food, but I've got some tomato food, which might help this one perk up a little bit. It's watered fine now. I gave it a good soak, but it's still not particularly happy. I'm going to have a cup of tea, and then I'm going out to the pond, and I'm going to show you my plans for filtering the water manually, which involves a bucket. So I need to find a bucket, and then I'm going to top the pond up and go and disinfect the grass area, fake grass area where the dogs wee. I need to get a big, like a huge, great big pot of vinegar, white wine vinegar, and probably some bicarb or something. Or maybe do like a mix with some water. It's going to smell like a chip shop out there. But I imagine that's less destructive on the environment than the disinfectant. I do use sort of earth-friendly disinfectant, but it's still going into the watercourse, it's still going into the soil, so it's still probably not great. Anyway, what do you think of my little zone, my little area? I've got it landscape at the moment. When it's portrait, obviously you'll see my big chakra person there behind me completely and fully. I have ordered a second backdrop, which I think is, I'm trying to remember now. Actually, I was going to go for woodland, and I've got a woodland one somewhere up in the loft, but I believe the one I ended up picking was a beach scene with French doors. So it looks like I've got French doors behind me and then a beach off in the distance. How good it actually looks in real life, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see when it arrives. So I could change up the backdrops. And I thought it'd be good for live streams, and maybe I could do some 2-camera chatty topic related videos. I don't know, would people be interested in topic related videos? I try to stick away from politics. There's an awful lot I could be saying right now. Bite your lip, Pip. There's an awful lot I could be saying right now, but I'm not. Containing myself. Anyway, let's move on from that subject. But in general, there are things that I could have my opinion on or my thought process on, and it could just be a chit chat video, and I don't know, we'll see. I would wear a mic for those, and we can see what you lot think, whether or not that holds your interest or whether or not you're just like, boring, show me more stuff. The shopping videos do really well. I don't want to be a shopping channel. For whatever reason, shopping does really well on vlogs or in videos that stand alone. So I have made an effort to film myself getting things that I need. I've spent more money today than I want to. And it's this whole purchase versus purge thing that I've been doing. I'm like, at what point do you class it as a necessary spend? Is it a necessary spend to get solar lights for the garden? But then I'm like, it is actually helpful to be able to see in the garden so I don't stand on dog poo when I go out there, and then I wouldn't need a torch every time I go out. So that would be quite helpful. And the other thing is, are these reed baskets that I have purchased, oops, that I have purchased, are these a necessary item? No, they're not. But they make me happy because they make the pots look nicer. So it makes me smile. But is that classed as an unnecessary purchase? What else did I buy today? disinfectant. So there's a lot of consumables that I got. So all the food, cleaning products, disinfectant, all of that kind of stuff. I don't count in my purchase versus purge, because that is all stuff that I am using. They're consumable items that will get used. So I don't count any of that. So I think it really is actually today, what have I bought that is luxury items? Those baskets and the lights, actually. When I think about it, everything I've brought into the house today has a purpose or is a consumable. I still didn't get my broom, so I'm going to go on Amazon and order the broom. It was just cheaper on Amazon than it was in, where did I find one? The Range. It was $14.99 in the Range, and there was one that looked absolutely identical for $9.99 on Amazon. And because I've got Amazon Prime, I don't pay for postage. So I'm just going to order one from Amazon Prime. But yeah, other than that, it was just a lot of consumer. Food is pricey, and we had a small food shop, and I spent £80 on food, which is actually really cheap because it was a small food shop. It was maybe 2 bags of food, I think, maybe. It's crazy. I mean, there is enough, I think, there to feed us. There was some bits for the freezer, so yeah, there was enough there to feed us for the week, I'm sure. I don't think I'll need to do any top-ups, but if I wanted to, you know, have a roast dinner tomorrow, and then I wanted to cook from scratch every day, if I had the time, I'd love to cook from scratch every day, then I'd have a much bigger bill. But that's just, I've managed to get a few ready meals, and I know they're not cheap either, but I did get a few ready meals. So that Kenzie and Lee will eat healthily-ish while I'm at work. And then I got some bits for the freezer that can just be, you know, like the kind of freezer food, like chips and pasties and Kievs, that kind of thing, you know, that you can just throw in the air fryer and create a meal. So right, this is not getting my jobs done. What I want to do is finish this cup of tea and then get outside, and I'll show you my new method for filtering out the pond. It does mean I've got to turf Dorothy out of the pond. I'm just looking, she's currently in it. It does need topping up a little bit because they've enjoyed it so much in the last 2 weeks since I built that. They've had such a good time. They've splashed it everywhere. I'm glad I got that Perspex, because that Perspex is grubby now, but it has protected all of this side from getting mud splashes all over it. So, and they've eaten my grasses except for one, so I need to get more of the one they don't want to eat. Clearly that is the one I need to get, which I think was the rainbow one, which I was like umming and ahhing about. Rainbow Falls or something, Carax. But anyway, that's the one I need to buy more of. Okay, let's stop waffling and go and clean up this garden and give their pond a filter. But yeah, comments please on this whole setup. Do you like it? What are your thoughts? Outdoor shoes. And that is a pet disinfectant. I am hoping it's got some sort of, you know, what is it? Odor eliminator in it. And that is my filter. Everything was frozen this morning, and look, it's still ice. It's so warm now. In the shade, it's clearly freezing. That was fun. I need this bucket. I need the bucket. What am I going to do with that water? Pour it in the pond, mate. No, it's grubby. Good Lord, I've got to climb over this. Okay, let's take the lid off. Let's trim some of this plant back. Ew. Right, that's the current filter situation. I'm going to put this in as well for additional filterage. This might be a bucket that's too big. need a smaller bucket. Smells significantly better. And you can see this is just falling apart and it's trash, but to be honest, it's only there really for the dogs. And oh, I need to put this away. These guys have got a nice, well, it's not clean pond, but it has been filtered a bit. I stood there until I gave myself backache, filtering out bits. It's not going to be spotless because can't get all the poo out, actually. Oh, let's hang this up on here. There we go. And this is something else I need to deal with at some point. Just close the door on that. I'm not going to do it right now, but I need to put that on there and replace that one because they've trashed that one. All right, they're happy geese. Happy geese. I think you're happy. Have you eaten all your lettuce? They like cleaning day because they give themselves a good clean as well. Is it cleaning day, Dorothy? Oh, they're so beautiful. I never wanted geese. But when rescue geese come your way, well, rescue eggs, and then you end up with the geese full time. It's not easy. But bearing in mind, poor old Marjorie there, the white one, has vision problems and relies a lot on Dorothy. It would be really bad if I sent them somewhere else. They would need each other. Bonnie's coming to check out what I've done. Probably going to make it smell. Shouldn't find something to eat. No, Bonnie, there's no poo to eat. That's why your breath smells so bad. I've just cleaned out Spog. That needs something doing to it, but I'm not going to do that right now. It broke when we were doing the manoeuvring of things to the tip. Anyway, everything has been hoovered and scrubbed, wiped down with wipes, shaken off. I found a sock left over from my last camping trip that needs to go in the wash. I actually also found food and drink in my fridge because my fridge was on. I was like, why is my fridge still on? Obviously forgot to empty that. That was Christmas, was my last camp. Anyway, that's got to go in the bin. I've wiped out this, hoovered the seats, hoovered the mats, and I'm actually going to Damon's Field next weekend, so I can hang out in Spog. I do need to sort out that garland thing though. We'll find something to do with that. And I need to change the waters, and I need to get more gas as well. I need to change or refill my gas when I go and visit Damon. So yeah, that's good. I feel pleased with that. I'm going to go in and have another cup of tea now and get rid of all this rubbish. And I found a jigsaw puzzle that was given to me, so I need to do that. Some time has passed. It is now about 4 o'clock, and I've come to pick Rhubarb up. Right, Rubes? Tibbs is hanging around waiting for his dinner, but I've said it's a bit early. We're going to go for a walk, and then I'm going to stop at the pet shop and buy some bones for the dogs, our dogs. And the idea being they're going to get a bone, and they're going to spend an hour outside in the garden without barking. Is my plan of action to train them to spend more time doing that sort of thing without barking every time we put them out in the pen for whatever reason, like someone's come to the door, like a workman or something. I think they do it at work, so they should be able to do it at home. So I'm going to give them an incentive, but they only get the bones when they're outside. So we'll see how that goes. Somebody needs to learn not to pull, don't you, Rubes? Oh, she's found a stick because I didn't bring a ball. I never bring a ball. It's just another thing to carry. What did you find? You're going to go to the toilet before we go any further? I think you probably will. Anyway, we're going to go for a walk this way and then go up into town that way. Oh, she's going to leave the stick. And head to the pet shop, then walk back, and then I'll give her and Tibbs some dinner. Lee's going to pick Kenzie up from work today. So that's something I don't need to worry about. And... oh my goodness, what have they been doing? Oh, they're building a pond. That's Kenzie said they were building a pond to reduce the flooding. I can see now there's an offshoot coming from the river there, because the river, in the slightest bit of heavy rain, we end up with the bridge flooded. I'll show you from the bridge. So they are doing like a offshoot. That's really good. What a good idea. An additional nature pond. I like that, because that field, I mean, the boys and Tibbs, as in the boys, my dogs, enjoyed running around in there, but they'll still be able to run around in there when we come visit. That's not a problem. It'll be brilliant for the wildlife, because these offshoots serve the animals that don't like the running water quite so much, and the creatures. So, you know, especially when it's heavy and strong current, because there's so much water, it's nice to have an area of still water for the other creatures that don't do the running water, if that makes sense. It's a very long-winded way of saying that, wasn't it? Come on. What I do hope isn't going to happen is that when the water levels drop, that bit doesn't dry up, because I would imagine there could be, you know, fish eggs or tadpoles or something that might get stuck there. Hopefully the offshoots are low enough that it will constantly have water in it. I mean, there's the amount of times that Kenzie walks home from school, or not walks home from school, walks into town from school, and this is underwater. And if this is underwater, you can imagine how that is over there, because that is lower. It's high now. I mean, it's at maximum capacity without bursting its banks. Oh, you're going in, are you, Rubes? Go on then. Stay away from me when you get out. Go on then. Good play, good play. Oh yes. Is that good? Jump! Jump! That's it. My boys do not like this. This is not something they do. Whoa, not near me! Right, go on then, not near me. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. That way. Come on. Back. We are heading into town now. It's that early evening light. I'm loving the fact that I'm actually wearing a jumper today and not a coat. The sun is out, the sky is blue, and it's not too cold. Rhubarb, did we go to town? Did we? Okay, quiet. I know you're excited. We got a treat, didn't we? There you go. Fire is lit. I've got an hour before I go home. So, I'm going to go back to reading my book. Where was I? Here I am. Morphogenic fields. I'll know all about morphogenic fields. I have been learning about the superluminal connectedness. That was the last bit I read. And now I'm on morphogenic fields. Yep. Right. As you were.